Welcome back to the final day of the 2016 Spring Split, and this, our last regularly scheduled match. It's TSM versus NRG Esports. Now, to talk about what's happened so far today, Liquid took down Cloud9. That means if TSM win, they can tie-break them for 4th and 5th.
Yes.
If they lose, NRG, though they would tie TSM at 9 and 9, NRG would have 2-0'd TSM and automatically take 5th, knocking TSM to 6th.
Yeah, and it's been tough for TSM. They are currently 3 and 5 in the second half of the year, and it's kind of taken a toll on the team's morale. Since the start of the split, the talk has been the TSM, hey, they're a team full of talent. They'll come together with time, but they're actually falling apart with time, which is worrying. And now some of the players are even being called into question for lackluster individual performances, so they really have to win here to redeem themselves and the team.
And talking about redeeming yourselves and redeeming the team, NRG are in kind of the same boat. They've had some amazing games. They've had some terrible games. Most recently was a bad one. They got dismantled by Counterlogic Gaming just yesterday.
Yeah, and Impact in particular had a really rough showing in that game, and he has not displayed the same high caliber of play that we saw from him last split either. And despite the struggles for both of these teams, it is kind of hard to say that the mid laners haven't been playing pretty well individually. Bjergsen and GBM, we can compare their numbers here. Their DPMs are still high, kill share is still high, kill participations are reasonable, but it's mainly there have been pretty big outplay moments for either of these guys. Bjergsen with standard high CS difference at 10, and GBM with some Baron steals and crazy assassinations.
Yeah, and a bunch of kills for his team because he's been that true carry. Now, there's no question, honestly, that the game has changed a lot this season. Ushered in a whole lot of new changes in Summoner's Rift and whatnot. Yellow Star says that his team's going to have to adapt or get left behind.
From the last season to this one, the game changed a lot. Now the game feels a lot faster. The game lasts like only 30 minutes, whereas last season you could stall the game. So strategically it was way different. The veterans or the old teams that were performing last season need to adjust and adapt, and I think that we'll see more of the old teams coming up either during these playoffs or the next split.
And that's kind of thing is how quickly do these teams adapt, because Yellow Star's own former teammates in Huni and Reignover adapted beautifully, and they're 17-1, first place. They did wonderfully. Yellow Star has unfortunately not found that same success with TSM. Hopefully for their sake, I mean, they will be heading to playoffs.
Yep.
They're going to have at least a week's break to prepare for everything else, but yeah, they need to shape up. 6th place is where TSM might be heading.
Yeah, got to play this game first, though, and then we'll find out.
We'll see what it ends up being. So let's check out the starting lineups. On the blue side is TSM. In this game, Haunter in the top lane, Svenskeren in the jungle, Bjergsen in mid, Doublelift and AD carry, Yellow Star on support, with Reginald once again as the coach behind them today.
Yeah, he said he will be here this week while Parth attends a personal matter. On the red side, though, it is NRG Esports. We got Impact in the top lane looking to pick up a play. Moon in the jungle, GBM in the mid lane. Altec has the AD carry, Conqua on the support, and of course Coach Hermit, who was with Origin last year at Worlds.
Yeah, made top 4, and now he's hoping to try to get to top 4 here in North America, honestly.
2 people in this game were on different teams, top 4 at Worlds last year.
Yeah.
And now the loser of this game will be 6th place in the North American LCS. So there's been a bit of a fallout for these guys, and they're going to look to get back to the top.
And we'll see if they can do that, of course. We've seen plenty of teams will rebound substantially from wherever they were in the regular season, most notably Cloud9 last year, 7th place regular season, tie broke to get into 7th. They were tied for 7th and 8th, and then made Worlds off of a great gauntlet run. So there's always the chance these teams just take that week or two to refocus and get back to top 4. Renegade's a team that's done that. They had 1 win for the first 12 games or so and have rebounded pretty well. They're going to battle for 8th at the end of the day in a tiebreaker. Yeah. TSM NRG in a similar boat. Not a season that they would have expected for themselves, but can still turn up at the end. They will be in playoffs. The seeding's up for grabs, and now we'll see just where these teams can end up. Liquid fans hope that NRG win. Liquid would secure 4th if NRG beats TSM here.
Yeah. Do they want to finish 4th, though?
Well, it's that or getting 5th if TSM can win.
It's
the only spots they'll end. Here we go. Picks and bans, as we said, have begun. Gangplank, Elise off the table away from NRG. No Nidalee, no Sivir for TSM themselves. What's funny is Doublelift, remember back on his CLG days, said he hated playing Sivir. He never wanted to have to play the champion. Just wanted to make
really early on in the COG days.
Yeah.
Later on in the COG days, he actually embraced the team play of Sivir. But a couple bans against him here.
No. Either way, he's not going to get it this time around. Not Gangplank, sorry, he's already been banned, but Graves now also off the table. And that leaves up something that Double should be very happy to do, and that's play Kalista.
Absolutely. So there's a couple of first pick power picks you could consider here. Kalista is definitely one of them. Corki would be another. Poppy could be one. It would be interesting to see if they're willing to put their... Yeah, they're not going to pick too many of their solo lanes right away here. Kindred jungle because Nidalee is banned. If you are going off of the Korean metagame, Kindred would be the jungler directly below Nidalee in power, especially with Elise banned as well.
It does leave Gragas off on the table rather still, and Svenskeren might go for that one himself. We'll see what's going to supply Kalista with all of her help, and actually looks like Corki might just jump on the table real quick and show that one as the obvious mid lane pick for Bjergsen. Corki really has not gone anywhere in the mid lane, and actually they get the Poppy on the rebound too, as NRG discovered or decided they would rather have Trundle than that champion, and
yeah,
these would not be surprising lock-ins.
Yeah, just straight up power picks here by TSM to give away kind of any of the flexibility from the champ select. You know exactly where these guys are going, unless there's some really weird thing where they decide to play support Poppy like we saw week 1 of the European LCS, but I think that is highly unlikely.
Yeah, I've talked with a few LCS support players about Poppy, and the nerfs that had come through in about 6.3, I think it was, mostly nerfed base damages, which in their mind made her a non-viable support, and meant that you needed the farm that you got out of the top lane to make her work. NRG actually going to play a Jhin game for Altec here, so Jhin into Kalista, again, a champion that many AD carriers have said is a good matchup for the Jhin. And also Morgana picked as a theoretical flex between, actually, among all of top mid and support here.
Yeah, but I also think it's the support. Morgana is the best support for Jhin. It lines up very well with skill shot comboing. Keeps him safe from crowd control.
Definitely agree. Yeah, covers weaknesses, also synergizes with strengths very well. You can get up to a 4.75 second long route if you hit a max dark binding into a maxed deadly flourish from Jhin.
Jeez.
You'll probably dead when that happens, but that's the duration you can go for.
Let's hope the tank has Mercury treads, by the way.
Or he's never going anywhere. Last few picks come out. Gragas, no surprise here. Braum, actually a bit more interesting. Morgana typically be considered a good pick into Braum as a specific matchup, but Yellow Star is still going to play a frontline tank because, hey, look, you've got double marksman in the back line. Let's put multiple tanks in front of them, and it's going to be up to Bjergsen and Double to do the carrying here on TSM.
Yeah, looking to get a real front line is kind of why they're going with that Braum pick. They could have also done Alistar, but he also has some of the same weaknesses against Morgana. Yellow Star probably favoring some of the defensive capabilities of Braum. Of course, Kalista Braum and Kalista Alistar, both pretty punishing combos.
Definitely true. Last pick in for NRG. This could be the last, actually it will be the last game of the regular season for them, as they cannot be in any tiebreakers themselves. They can't join Liquid, and they already own the head-to-head against TSM if they were to win this game. So in the last game of regularly scheduled play, they will go for what looks like a Zir in the mid lane for GBM, and as you said, Morgana support, the much more likely scenario to be in. Azir versus Corki, the matchup that it seems that Azir players like to have. So I think this is a very good setup for NRG.
Yeah. It looks like a standard good teamfight composition. Same as TSM, actually. So we could end up seeing some pretty brawly fights here. Trundle and Poppy can get into some split push wars where later in the game, Trundle holds an edge. But by and large, I think we're going to be seeing some big team fights here with some pick potential on both sides.
Definitely agree, and now it's up to how well these teams can play. The picks can be, of course, super strong. We know Morgana is all about that, but so can Kalista ultis into the team, or Gragas picks with a body slam flash into an explosive cask afterwards. So what could be a very exciting game. It's a battle for playoff seeding here. Who's going to be 6th? Who's going to be 5th? Can TSM reach as high as 4th if they can tiebreak Liquid later on in the evening? These are all the questions that we have to answer in this game as the picks are locked in. Know that Trundle and Morgana are not swapping around. That was, I guess, a possibility. We've seen Impact play top Morgana, so I wanted to put that out there. But yep, the standard Trundle versus Poppy matchup in the top lane. As you see the players with their champions on your screen right here, we come into the last regular season game pre-tiebreakers of the split.
Reggie calling the picks and bans here. See how he thinks that has gone. As Hermit also looking confident. I don't think there was major mistakes made in either of these team compositions. No. TSM got some power picks that NRG had the opportunity to take. but I don't think the Trundle and Kindred are necessarily bad picks. It just means that they're going to be going up against those two power picks in
Great.
Poppy and Poppy.
A lot of who's champion on both sides. We'll see who ends up picking this one as the win. You guys at home, tweet at LOL Esports. Hashtag TSM winner, hashtag NRG win. And if you guys are fans of tiebreakers, then you're going to hope for that hashtag TSM. And this might be another 95% fan vote because who doesn't want extra games here? But we are on to the Rift for the final regular season game before tiebreakers. TSM and NRG battling for positions 4, 5, and 6.
Yeah, no matter what, we will be getting a tiebreaker game for 8th place between Renegades and Team Impulse. But if you really want to see Team Liquid battle for 4th place instead of just getting it, you will want TSM to win here, and that'll force that matchup.
And here we go. As the top laners square off, one in the brush, one dancing back and forth spastically. Moon doing the same, making some nice circles.
Yeah, well, he also has some flashbacks to yesterday's game where he was dancing in the exact same spot, and then all of COG came through mid lane and killed him. Interesting, actually, how even though they had that mistake yesterday, GBM didn't play any farther up in the mid lane, so people still could have snuck into that mid lane river.
Yeah.
Therefore, this time, Moon just puts down a ward and runs away, like he is supposed to.
Yes, he does. So no big chance of getting caught out. The actual CC coming out would have been nearly as good. You'd have to burn more flash to land all the CCs, so it looks like they're fine. No Twisted Fate, etc.
Same time, though, if you land a Braum Q,
yeah, you can get the follow-up sometimes. Well, NRG going to start with the duo jungle combo that is so common in competitive play. Anyone hoping to play like LCS teams, junglers leash with their top laner. If it's a lane swap, then he keeps jungling. If it's a regular setup lane, then you walk in and don't miss any XP. You can, as a ranged champion, land 5 auto attacks and not come even close to missing XP on camps. So if you're playing solo queue, you've got plenty of time to leash for your teammate. Don't be selfish. Help him out. And we are, in fact, in a lane swap where Impact gets a little bit of golden XP because Doublelift and Yellowstar took the Gromp on the left-hand side and now have the jungle.
This is an interesting lane swap. So it was blind by TSM. They do the Gromp and run up late. At this point, you can already see Impact is actually cutting off Yellowstar on the harassment path so that Moon can clear his jungle in peace. So a very selfless move there by Impact, actually. A lot of times, the top laner and jungler will just skip one camp while the support is harassing and just leave it up for later, then go clear their other quadrant. This time, though, Impact gives all the experience to Moon while harassing off Yellowstar.
And it actually means that both junglers were able to take a sort of greedy start. They were able to jungle against the duo lane roughly and take 3 camps. So a lot of that because both the AD carry and support duos took a camp themselves. They weren't invading early on, but it's been a completely equal trade of resources. And I'm curious to see how that will play out in the future as Impact has to make his way down to the bot side to support the turret push.
Yeah, the only difference in the resource trade was that Hanser shared experience up to level 2 with Svenskeren, whereas Moon actually hit level 3 on his first 3 camps, which means Impact didn't get any experience during those trades.
Yeah,
doesn't necessarily set up Impact for later success because he needs to be ahead of Poppy if they ever get into split push situations.
Well, what did help him is he got to take half a wave in the top side before the duo lane showed up. So he is level 2 here. He was able to get some experience. He will at least get solo gold from this turret. We have to watch how well it's going to freeze here. Should be pretty reasonable as the minions switch aggro. And as the wave thins out, it should not be a huge problem for Impact as he knocks that down. Hanser will have a very similar situation. I believe both lanes should be able to freeze, even though the opposing wave is slightly larger. The fact that it's so close to the sort of defending base.
Yeah, the minions will come. For instance, the minions would come and then they would have more in the wave to push it back. Depends how many minions Hanser decides to kill, though.
Yeah, that top wave might actually push in towards NRG. Hanser might have to be careful here.
Yeah, the thing is, though, at this point when they're trying to do the swap backwards, a lot of times it would be better if Hanser actually would have tried to push, because then he would delay Altec and Conquan from taking the next turret, which is kind of the direction this lane swap feels like it's going since they've so readily swapped back.
Yep. So the team's doing a pretty equal trade so far. Altec getting plenty of farm on this Jhin alongside Conquan. He's just earning what money he can. Boots, early pickup for both supports actually as they power towards the ability to roam. Yellowstar trying to invade on Moon, but level 2 Braum, not exactly that scary against level 2 Kindred. And Yellowstar tries to last hit, but sadly his former AD carry skills have been wearing off and does not last hit properly.
Yeah, it's been a while since Yellowstar was an AD carry. That's a big throwback. Long ago, when Yellowstar was
4?
when he was on Fnatic and Reckless was coming in as the AD carry.
Yeah.
Yellowstar actually moved to support.
And made World Semifinals alongside Pushu, I believe, if that was proper. Lost to
Correct, back in 2013.
Royal Club. Oh, 2013, you're right, it was back then.
Yeah. That's how long he's been playing.
Yeah.
So it's actually even longer than we thought.
For roughly all of LCS.
Yellowstar was an AD carry at Worlds in 2012.
Yeah.
So
2000.
in 4 years, he's lost his ability to steal the last hits
Yeah.
on Jungle Monsters is, I think, what we've agreed on here.
2011 World Finalist, 2012, failed in group stage SK Gaming. Now on TSM as a support, we will be making the playoffs in the North American LCS, but the question is, how far up the standings will that be? A loss means 6th, a win means a chance at 4th, as we probably we're going to hit that a couple more times throughout this game. The lane stop continues, once again, solo gold to the, the top lane, but Hanser didn't knock the turret down, so he's going to be behind on this trade.
Yeah?
NRG getting the better of this so far.
They very well could. They almost get executed by the Rift Herald. But they've learned from previous LCS teams' mistakes. They can fight that Rift Herald down early on in the game. TSM trading it for the Dragon. But, as you said, Haunter might not be able to get that turret.
Well, NRG.
Never mind, it's fine.
Yeah, no. Thankfully, NRG is not an anagram of their tag. They will not die to the Rift Herald. This turret will go down. All is going to be well. That was a Renegades reference, by the way.
It could have been, but Renegades is REN. They wanted RNG.
No, you're right.
Yeah, Renegades wanted their tag to be RNG, but there was already a team in the LPL called Royal Never Give Up with the tag RNG, and you could not have duplicate tags in a major League of Legends league. So they had to go for REN.
That's true. I actually heard them chant after their win earlier today, because I was doing an interview with Crumbs, and they actually yelled RNG to themselves. It's like they don't know their own tag.
Well, it's a different. It's a delicate situation, Freak, because their tag in other esports is still RNG. They haven't adopted it globally. I think they're hoping that Royal Never Give Up just like gets relegated or
as the #1 team in China,
and they can take it back.
Good luck with that one, guys.
So it's the long.
They're going for the long play.
Yeah.
Just demoralize China and hope it all turns around. Either way, we are in this one, of course. The battle for playoff seeding as the dual lanes will match up. A Doublelift and Yellowstar hoping to do battle with Alltech here as the lane swap finalizes with a 600 gold lead, or sorry, a 300 gold lead for NRG, which you can basically explain as, well, they killed Rift Herald once. So, honestly, a completely, or almost completely trade of resources. TSM took a Dragon, NRG took a Rift Herald, and otherwise the farm has been basically equalized.
Yep, definitely no disasters yet for these teams because both teams kind of just want to get to the team fight phase, which meant it was very agreeable for them to just do those 3v0 mimic lane swaps, both get 2 turrets, because then they both secure that spot with safety, and both of these teams have team compositions and are probably confident in themselves to win once the team fight phase happens, and that is most likely what will still decide this game.
And keep in mind, these teams are coming in on the lower half of playoff seeding, so you have to feel confident about facing one of these teams if you want to go farther into the playoffs when you start facing stiffer competition in the semifinals, such as Counterlogic Gaming and my brain works for myself.
We can actually start filling in the bracket, right? Because we know Immortals is the 1 seed, COG is the 2 seed, so they're in a bye and they will not be playing in the quarterfinals. So the loser of this game
plays C9.
Plays Cloud9.
Yeah.
In the 3rd versus 6th place match. And the winner of this game, no matter whether or not TSM gets 4th or 5th, will be playing Team Liquid.
Yep.
Funnily enough, it is Team Liquid who beat C9 today, so take with that what you will. But based on the entire regular season, Cloud9 is the stronger team.
That's true. Thanks for the fill in there, Jat. Did it better than I could have. And here we go. And in the mid lane goes NRG. The first major push of this game. Binding not quite going to land onto Bjergsen, who's carrying the package, but it will time out shortly. And as Yellowstar puts up the shield, he will block some of the damage. The minion wave gone either way, and he will absorb some punishment and back out at about 1/3 of a health bar.
Yeah, that was a lot of punishment, actually. Doublelift still down in the bottom lane. He's got to get that wave shoving quickly because the rest of his team can't hold for much longer. The package hold!
To separate the team, and that will actually burn down these minions quite nicely, and it will mean no push happens there. Good usage of the passive by Bjergsen, honestly.
Yeah,
burn down
the minion wave, but that's all the time they needed to buy, and it actually extends Bjergsen's CS lead over GBM, while at the same time extending double lift and getting him lead over Altec, since Altec's been trying his mid lane push for now the 3rd consecutive wave.
And good stuff by TSM. They were able to hold a 3v4 turret push for what looks like now their 3rd wave in a row, unless this one goes down.
This is where it gets a little dangerous.
Nice barrel, nice frost bomb. They start taking a lot of damage. They go for the play. Ooh, Altec doesn't go really anywhere on that one, and they're going to push in for this. Black Shield, I believe, was what saved him from knocking back, and First Blood comes through just barely. Moon gets the credit on that one. NRG with a 1-for-0 and a 4v3 team fight that TSM opted into, but here comes Hanser on the wings. Great flash by GBM to get away from the tackle.
Beautiful flash by GBM, and a very greedy call there by TSM, engaging a team fight 3v4. Now, though, they're trying to kind of make up for the death they took by trying to push, but they still don't have the hugely superior numbers.
They go to the right-hand side right there. They've had double lift pushing that wave the entire time, and at least means they control the blue buff area. But the rest of that team could still move over and attempt to pressure this turret. However, TSM suffering from some low health bars and mostly missing ultimates will just let the wave crash in the turret, let NRG farm it, and not go for another push.
Yeah, really close Black Shield there by Conquan, getting it all the Altec before the ultimate can knock him backwards. If that actually worked, the 3v4 call totally pays off. And then at the very end of this fight, after Yellowstar had died, Haunter's going for the flash into the wall. GBM knows he's going for the flash stun. Somewhat reactive, somewhat predictive flash away, making it so he can't get heroic charged into the wall.
Either way, beautiful play by both. Flash used from both players, actually, to get away from that.
Yeah, the most interesting thing about this, though, Freak, is since NRG took 3 waves to try and push mid lane, all the while Doublelift was taking 3 waves in the bottom lane, the gold is now even, despite the First Blood happening.
Right, yeah, so a ton of farm gained by TSM because of all this. Props to them for all of that. And now we have their first Rift Herald. Will not get stolen. Solid run by Doublelift. Svenskeren is going to be the one to pick up the buff. He'll kill the poor, defenseless Rift Scuttler. Dies just to line the pockets of TSM.
I mean, he's kind of armored. He wouldn't be defenseless if he was like,
you're right.
Hey, what is hitting me?
Offenseless.
It's really his own undoing. He's got this fully armored back, and then when something taps him, he's like, maybe I should open up my vulnerability point.
That's true.
He just decides to open his eye and takes 1,000 damage.
Typical mini-boss.
Yeah, I do not feel sorry for that type of stupidity.
Well, here we go. A couple Lotus traps drop down. Captive audience on the front side, and you're going to look to push forward with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people in this lane.
They are committed, but TSM easily has the wave clear.
Yeah, they
so NRG is losing a whole bunch of side wave gold by continually being here. NRG also doesn't have the initiation tools to do a turret dive or the sustainer poke tools to make that siege worth it. So I'm really surprised that they are so persistent about grouping mid, because it's kind of forfeiting any advantage they gain from the First Blood.
It looks like they were just hoping that because they have 3 ranged champions, the TSM's 2, they just land more poke, and at some point people will get worn down. I know Azir is a good sieger, but so far that hasn't meant too much for NRG as Bjergsen continues to farm exceptionally. 133 minions. He is miles ahead of everyone else now.
He's miles ahead. He's just above the pace at 10 per minute, which is kind of the standard for really high farming mid laners when they play Corki. But the reason GBM is so much lower is not because he's been missing CS, it's because he's been sharing CS with Altec since they've been 2 carries in the same lane for about 3 or 4 minutes.
And Altec getting plenty of the farm on Jhin, going to go towards the Essence Reaver build. Will hope to get some of that farm for himself as he continues forward, but no major breakpoints have come in yet for NRG. Meanwhile, here comes the engaged Svenskeren landing a slow explosive cast, knocks in 2, but they've got the ulti in from Kinder to buy some time. GBM runs away, but a tackle comes in from the Poppy to buy some more. Impact, one hit from a stun, he's going to take a lot of damage here. Still in the front line, getting punished. Jhin fires back into the Poppy. Svenskeren actually managed to find Moon. Jungle on jungle combat, and Gragas wins that one. Gets the solo kill in some kind of form. 1-0 on that battle.
Yeah, TSM this time has even numbers when they force the engage, and boy, do they have the tools to force an engage, and now they're continuing it.
And they nearly kill off Impact, who's burning to death, but Corrupting Potion will not quite kill him. Heal off by attacking a Callista Sentinel, and that will not be any further kills for TSM. But still a fight.
Yeah, and I do have to criticize NRG's constant siege here in the mid lane. They have Impact with the Titanic Hydra. He should be split pushing the side lanes. and they are a little bit worried about Altec trying to push side lanes as a Jhin against a Kalista because Kalista could win that 1v1. But they're just not getting any ground from the mid lane fight, and they're opening themselves up to give TSM all the time in the world to set up these initiations. Grouped in mid for 5 minutes without any really heavy gains. Eventually they're going to lose a team fight. Luckily they only lose one. GBM made a miraculous escape, and now they might even be able to turn on a dragon.
See that one play out again. Svenskeren managing to get in time before the bind. Really good
Lamb for Spite there by Kindred to keep GBM alive temporarily so he could Shurima shift out of there. But Moon had already used his ultimate to save himself before. Svenskeren has a red buff and a Scroggis, so goodbye Moon.
Headbutts him and down he goes. Simple and smart kill picked up there by Svenskeren on this Gragas. And NRG have to start licking their wounds here. Down 1,700 actually as the mid game opens up further. It's 2 turrets apiece, 1 dragon apiece, 1 kill apiece, but 1,700 gold worth of farm is making TSM feel pretty comfortable about this one. Look for another play onto GBM. Body slam lands, explosive cast, not a chance to get away. Beautiful setup by Svenskeren. Bjergsen the beneficiary.
Yeah, and if we're thinking about the overall flow of this game, great wave clear ultimate. It was going to run out anyway, so he's getting the package to kill the minions. But if we think about the overall flow of this game, NRG is very quickly running out of win conditions. In a straight-up team fight, if TSM gets too big of a gold lead, NRG will lose there. NRG hasn't been able to set up siege situations, so that's not necessarily win condition. And they have not been pulling impact ahead of Hanser, so they can't split push.
Right.
At this point, TSM is just going to be able to group and brute force down NRG to force that tiebreaker for 4th place with Team Liquid.
And that could be the fate for TSM then, looking to battle for 4th place at the end of the day. And side choice coming into that quarterfinal matchup. As we let the game play out for now. It's been a bit slow-paced. It's the attempted siege, and then sometimes a player gets explosive and opens it up. And that'll be the pace kind of continually here. Dragon not on the field, Baron up in 3.5, but I don't think either team can force it with the gold being this close. We wait for the next setup.
Yeah, still very low kill game. Rift Herald up. TSM had just gone back to base, do not necessarily have the deepest ward. The ward shows them where they would be, though. They could very easily go in for a steal here.
And there is a smite from Moon, but so is one by Svenskeren. Impact pops the ulti, gets a lot of a heal from that. And it will be red team slaying the Rift Herald. Out goes one of the members. GBM just hightails it out. And there's a stun. There's the kill pick off. A great engage by Hanser on the Moon. Impact next to 2 for 0 thanks to the Rift Herald attempt. TSM collapsing first. Great pop. Yolta set it up.
Oh, Sven over the wall!
Over the flash. The dodge by GBM nearly gets the kill, but that means he's still set up for Doublelift to pick that one up. Thank you very much, TSM. 3 kills in a row for that fight.
Yeah, GBM has had some great flashes this game, and that was another pretty good one to avoid Svenskeren, but there was just too much danger coming towards him. Could not, unfortunately, take 2 flashes to get away again. So he was definitely dead there. And NRG just commits to that Rift Herald. TSM scouts it, realizes they can take a fight, pick up enough kills, and now they're going to try and take a turret on top of it.
What a great game to kind of end your season here for TSM as they play their 18th match of the North American LCS. When everyone is criticizing the individual play of these players and how their cohesion is and everything else, Svenskeren, 100% kill participation. He is the one getting in to make these fights happen, and Deathless playing honestly quite well. A confidence boosting game as they will head in, if they win this, to a tiebreaker with Liquid in just a couple hours.
It's what they're going to need after what happened in IM Katowice. Haven't been great in the LCS since coming back from there. Taking a look at this once again. Hanser knocks back Conquan. That is decent because it means there's no black shield for anyone if he can stun freely into the wall. They lock down Moon before he can use his Kindred ultimate to save. And then very aggressively, Svenskeren decides to go over the wall and look for the body slam. Like I said, great flash by GBM there.
Great heal by Doublelift, saves them.
But the heal comes in from Doublelift to save Svenskeren, so matches the summoners, and then the curtain call is unable to finish off.
And good catch by the Observer. Yeah, Bjergsen walked in to tank it as the Gragas was still within the cone of what Altec could shoot at. Corki flying into the fire and saying, no, it's okay. I'll take this one for you. Us Danes stick together, and they're going to be fine. Yellowstar tries to clear the pink ward, but looks like Concon replaced it before he could get the killing blow.
Shortly.
30 gold denied.
Away. worth it, actually.
If he was going to be in the right spot, then sure. But now Impact once again found out inside the jungle. No ulti pop by Sven, doesn't want to go for that one just yet, but it will be a red buff fight. Pillar comes in, and who's going to smite better? Looks like it goes over to the Gragas, so plenty of health regen for him.
No smite required. They just bursted it with damage.
Good job by them. A good rend, I believe, helped with all that.
Yeah. Really taking control here.
Yeah.
4,500 gold up. All tech's down bottom lane on Jhin, so TSM would have a couple of options. They could send Doublelift down there. They could send Poppy down there. All tech very vulnerable to all of those people if he's by himself.
NRG as they fall farther behind, hoping to turn something around. Their first round opponent would be Cloud9, a team they have lost to twice already this year, so not an ideal first round match for NRG if they can't hold on to this one. We'll see if they can turn this. The story of the team has been, can everyone play on the same page? Can this team actually make it work together? Impact received criticism. Altec received criticism. Moon as well. GBM, why can't he carry harder? Right now on this Azir, down significantly under Bjergsen, and this team hopes to find a good team fight finally.
Yep, NRG had very high expectations coming into this year. Like you say, two really high value imported Koreans with Impact and GBM. We'll try and fill in the team. Altec also had a lot of hype from his good split he had with Gravity at the end of last year. Conquan and Moon, of course, picked up pretty much from the Challenger Series, so they're the ones with really big shoes to fill. But with all of that talent, you expected more than an 8 and 10 season. Here we see Hanser trying to make it so.
And the same thing with TSM as they just jump over on GBM. The package makes that one pretty nice. Lamb's Respite buys some time. Now how's the follow-up going to be? A big knocker comes through and means 2 kills. Plus the knockback by the Gragas. 2 for 0. Maybe make that 3 as Impact pops ulti to stay tanky, and he will not be going down for this one. But Moon and GBM are dead. There's no spite. There's no team fight left either. TSM are in control of the map. They look at Baron.
Yeah, the package is unstoppable, so it can actually go over top of the Azir ultimate, much like a Malphite ult could. They get 2 kills, they go straight for Baron. It's a 22-minute Baron, though. This is a little dicey.
The snipes could hurt a lot. Binding might miss, but there's still some damage to be had. Impact in the front line, the binding in. Svenskar taking more damage. Double gets the first kill, though. Does Conquan dead. 3 kills now in a row as the team respawns soon. Flash body slam, make that a heroic charge, rather a double kill now for this Kalista. Looking for the Pierce, won't quite land it. But 4 kills in a row now for TSM off that fight.
And all told, that makes it 9 kills to 1. The Baron was dicey as a 21-minute maneuver, but NRG recognized that, and in trying to punish TSM, smartly pulled off to pick up a few extra kills. Things have gone from bad to worse for NRG, and their small compensation will be they probably pick up Dragon number 2.
Looks likely for them, so that won't be too big of an issue. We can watch that fight yet again. It's Doublelift pulling Yellowstar in from over the wall.
Yeah, and it's the whole team that has to work together, notice. Hanser goes back to pick up home guard bonus for this teleport, so he is quick, and Bjergsen is saying he has the package. So when he slams GBM into the wall, Bjergsen is able to jump over top of the Azir wall and finish the kill essentially with Lamb's Respite, delaying it a little bit. Then, right at the end of the Lamb's Respite, finally Yellowstar uses his ultimate. So we talk about confidence building games. Those are the type of plays that build confidence, when everyone has to have their own move that happens at the same time in order for the play to succeed. That was an example, and the play succeeded.
Really good stuff by Yellowstar to have them stunned so that when the heal came through, they had no chance to turn around and get the kill onto Bjergsen, who was low himself. Looks like a healing reduction item coming in now for Doublelift. Wants to go for more reminder. So you cut through some of the healing that can come through. Easy retreat there by Hanser. Traffic cone means almost nothing because mid lane is actually under fire instead. Down below half HP, 1 minion left, and that will be the inhibitor turret down in the mid lane. Of course, Baron was not picked up by TSM, but they are still very far ahead, and they have the way with NRG's base.
A very early inhibitor turret. Definitely not been a good week for NRG if they drop this game as well after the shellacking they took from CLG yesterday. An even faster game, but TSM is in full control.
Look how aggressive Doublelift is. Jumps past the turret, pulls in Yellowstar and says, "You want to fight this?" And he says, "No, we don't want to fight you in your 10,000 gold. We'll hide under our turrets, thank you very much." And TSM take control of even more of the game. No dragon on the map. It's only Baron outside of pushing actual turrets themselves. And even of those, there's not many left to kill. TSM have slain over half NRG's turrets here.
Yeah, definitely.
They reset one more time and look to control the map again.
Yeah, thinking back to the start of this game, there was the double turret trade in the lane swap. So outside of the lane swap, NRG has failed to take a single turret from an overall pressure perspective, which is also made worse by the investment that they put into the mid lane. The fact that they were never able to take that mid lane turret.
Right. They tried so hard to knock those structures down and never got to do anything with it. TSM punishing a lot of these mistakes here. 9 kills after the first blood that NRG did grab. Moon himself got the kill for it off of an over-aggressive TSM 3v4, but it's only gotten better for TSM ever since then as they look back into the mid lane, hoping to knock down an inhibitor with a 10,000 gold lead. They are hugely ahead as they look to push this down. NRG can't easily defend that, and the turret will fall.
Yes, now nearly 25 minutes. Moon still unable to complete his Sata Devour, sitting at 26 stacks. So, honestly, I think the attack speed is mainly what they want. Oh, they get caught.
Okay, explosive cast knocks in the Morgana, but Svensker is going to die for that with GBM putting out a boatload of damage. Knockout from Yellowstar means almost nothing. Callisto ulti coming through with not much either. And now it's Moon on the left side. Altec on the right, looks for the root, going to get some damage out of Poppy. But 1 for 0, NRG staying alive. Here's the curtain call, hitting doublelift once, then Hanser, then Bjergsen. Oh, Yellowstar nearly catches them all with that one. A lot of damage dealt, but not quite any kills. A 5v4, Moon almost dead, still has the respite. Might have to pop it for the heal. Not quite yet. Bouncing grenade nearly kills one. TSM disengaged safely.
Yeah, not so great of a start there by Svensker, and he used his body slam flash and didn't get an immediate stun from the body slam. And that exposed him to pretty much everyone on NRG who could deal the damage to him. And that was, you know, we just praised TSM for that play off the base. This was the opposite of that. This was Svensker doing a solo mission and the rest of the team not being in position to follow up. Yeah, he misses his stun, and then Hanser and Bjergsen. Bjergsen actually bounced into a Trundle pillar. So I guess TSM was on board for the call. It just wasn't necessarily a good one. The Grom ultimate also goes down in a pretty bad spot.
Yeah.
This allows NRG to turn this around and get that easy kill. Then at this point, it's just the curtain call, which hits most people. He gets all 4 shots.
Yeah, hits every single person once.
Yeah, and that prompts NRG to continue the initiation, but eventually Bjergsen had enough damage to push them back.
All right, well, push them back. Azir turret despawns in what I believe was the mid lane here, and it's still TSM holding on to a, well, now only 9,000 gold lead. I suppose NRG got a little bit back for themselves. Not a true shutdown on Svensker, and though, as he only had 1 kill leading into that death, so just a standard 450 for that. As the lanes reset, the mid inhibitor is, of course, down, and that will mean the chance at a lot of farm for NRG, but also a lot of map control for TSM. NRG, of course, known for a significant number of Baron steals, and TSM, respecting that, have really not looked at that objective almost at all this game.
Yeah, and also we look at the Azir in this game. It's very hard to end a game against Azir. So even though there's a 10,000 gold lead now, there have been 10,000 gold leads in the past where TSM has still lost the game.
That's true.
Most recently in Poland, they were playing
You
ESC
won't let them ever forget it. You beat me to
Ever
it.
forget it? It was like 2 weeks ago, dude.
I'm just saying.
It's recent history. And they lost a game to that team by not being able to play clean in the late game. So that's a possibility here. TSM will want to avoid that. NRG going to try and come in to stop this Baron.
Here's the attempt. Snipes come in. Double takes some damage. Now Yellow's trying to block it. Double lift! Double lift dies! He gets solo snipe going the wrong way! And now the Kid ulti on. 2 kills picked up. Make that 3. A double kill for the Jhin. And looking to assassinate TSM's chances. Hanser alone in the front line. Can't get anything done. Look at that. 4 kills picked up for NRG.
That's the game completely flipped around, Freak. What we were just talking about. If they can't finish it, they can get stalled by Azir. So in fear of the stall, TSM forces a bad Baron. They do not collapse properly outside of the pit. They get picked off by Altec, and they give up 4 kills and Baron.
Altec solo killing doublelift was huge, and it means NRG can lick their wounds to get back into this game, save a Nexus turret, and keep the fight for 5th place.
So remember what we were saying about ESC Ever.
Yeah.
And the 10,000 gold lead that they were able to turn around in game 1 of IM Katowice. Well, the loser of this game, as we said before, drops into 6th place. And boy, would it suck to drop into 6th place after having a 10,000 gold lead if we're talking about team morale here.
Absolutely. Quarterfinals only start in 2 weeks. TSM have to make sure they're in shape for that one.
Yeah, either way, just looking at the game here, this will bring the Dragons even at 2. But the gold was so close to being equalized by this last fight. We'll see exactly how it happened. Long range, Jhin ultimate. The third shot and fourth shot hit double.
Yeah.
He didn't stand behind the rest of his team. And at this point, it's a 4v5. GBM as well, with his heal, stays alive this whole time and continues to get damage out. Hanser tried to assassinate him with the Poppy ultimate, but there was someone just in front, Impact, to tank it. And then because GBM didn't die thanks to his clutch heal, they still had enough DPS to take out the Baron.
Beautiful stuff right here. Impact, they got Poppy ulted out, walked back in and tanked the encounter for them. And look at this. 5,000 gold now, the closeness of this game. Now this can definitely come back in. NRG looking to, once again, hello mid lane, my old friend.
Well, double lift was just bottom lane. Poppy was top lane without teleport, so if there was a time to try and get this turret down.
Impact has TP, so Hanser runs down the map into the jungle, hoping to support his team. This gives Impact control over the lane. With a Baron buff, he keeps split pushing top, where he can set up the poke in mid. Baron is only on for 1 more minute here. They get 2 waves basically after this one.
Baron minions, they get it. But the question will be how much more can they get?
They've chosen to bring an Impact. So they're looking for mid lane tier 2. Otherwise Impact would split push still.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm actually not sure why he came here. This wave is gone anyway.
I think Impact should be split pushing right now. But I think they want him here because they're expecting TSM to force an engagement. TSM's forced some engagements this game in this spot, and that's what Svenskeren wants to do. He wants to body slam flash over the wall and hit back GBM.
Well, Baron ends in 30 seconds. If TSM would rather fight before that buff time's out, I guess it's because they want to prevent mid tier 2 from going down. That's the attempt here. Morgana goes for a bind, will miss here, but now Impact at the front doing plenty of damage. Moon wearing that thing down, as is Altec on Jhin. Poppy ult comes in, doesn't throw it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why he started winding it up. Luckily for him, the cooldown is very short when you do not decide to use it. He'll be getting that back in about 20 seconds at this point. Here comes the Jhin ult, though, to poke him off.
And it's well timed, right before the wave joins in, so that he can have his auto attacks back for when the push comes through. Doesn't get a lot of poke damage down. Hanser still losing some health to the Azir. And once again, it's Moon and Altec throwing in the auto attacks. Baron buff has timed out, and it's going to be brave enough that Altec will knock this structure down. Impact staying in the front side. The gold lead, only 3,500. It got cut in a third from about 4 minutes ago.
And yeah, that's exactly it.
Yeah.
From the Baron, 10,000 to 3,500. And you can see now that TSM's a little bit gun shy about starting these team fights.
That's how they were winning the game, though.
Exactly. But they made they made one actually bad team fight call on the base, and then a bad Baron call. But that doesn't mean you stop making calls. NRG then pushed down the mid lane, gets 2 turrets, the second one without Baron, and there was a great opportunity there when Svenskeren had a lot of body slam space, and he could have gotten a priority target like Altec or GBM, but he did not go. And now NRG is able to fall back defensively towards his exposed inhibitor. We'll see what happens in this push, because they will still be vulnerable to the Azir wave clear. Whether or not Altec can poke him down. Also, Impact is waiting on Fountain. He might be looking for a home guard teleport and a fight force from NRG.
TSM are now past the
he's
choke point. He's going to run out with the movement speed instead to get a deep pillar maybe. Walking forward, bit of poke by GBM, but now slowed down by a Gragas. And Yellowstar in the front puts up the shield. In comes that Gragas, though. Black shield saves GBM, and down goes Graggy. 5v4. Hanser in the front line taking a ton of damage, but look at the pain on energy. The package doing a ton of punishment. Heal comes out from the Kindred ulti, and NRG are staying afloat for now. Altec gets the finishing snipe, gets another ball. It's a double kill, but he can't quite reach Hanser. Landing the shots, flashed away from the 4th snipe. Running is TSM. They have lost 3, and NRG are in pursuit.
Soon.
Officer Trundle, the constable, in hot pursuit, saying, "Stop! In the name of the law, you have the right to remain silent. You have the right to go to jail and to the team fight Fountain, and they're going to find it." Conquo with the killing blow.
And Impact says you do not have the right to make it into the next tiebreaker game, because NRG is looking to take the 4th to 5th seed right here and push TSM to the 6th seed.
Well, Gragas is up in 3 seconds, and the Braum is up in 5, so it's not the easiest push left, but there is a minion wave with a cannon. It will mean, though, the NRG back off. They said, guys, it's under 1,000 now. Next fight's ours. The game is back even.
And we look at the trends of the team fighting, it doesn't seem like an even game. It seems like NRG is winning. Flash body slam, but he doesn't stun Conquan, so Conquan gets the black shield onto GBM, and he wrecks TSM with a lot of damage here. Slight mistake, he actually moves forward into the package and takes a whole heap load of damage from Bjergsen, but at the same time, the was that the Jin trap that killed him as he was falling away? Then he's able to slow Haunter down enough with the first few shots. Flashes the crit from the ultimate, but Impact is very fast on Trundle, still has his flash up. Flashes for the slow, and then eventually his pillar comes up for the final kill. Yeah, because of the duration of the chase and where the fight happened, NRG couldn't quite finish it, but another fight like that as the death timers continue to get longer, and the game would be over.
So 34.5 minutes in, NRG now the kill leaders. This game was 1-0 NRG, then 9-1 TSM. It has been 9 unanswered kills in a row for NRG from a score that was 9-1 with a dead inhibitor in the mid lane.
Yeah.
A catastrophic mid game by TSM.
3 unanswered turrets and unanswered Baron on top of that. Many unanswered questions will be hit for TSM as they move here. If they lose this game, they will be 3-6 in the second half of the season and the 6th seed in the playoffs. Whereas NRG, this would be so great for their momentum because they themselves also are only sitting on 3 wins in the second half of the season and need this so they can have more in
he's
the
dead!
playoffs.
He's dead!
Deathfire touch! Was that an ultimate solo kill?
Azir helped in some way by getting some poke down. Dragon goes over to TSM. Bjergsen's dead. NRG now on Baron. Easy pickup, not even a chance. Oh man, NRG are now winning this game.
I was so wrapped up in the storytelling, I didn't see how he died there. TSM was taking the Dragon for some reason without vision control around the Baron pit, and as they're trying to move up towards it, NRG just makes the smart call and takes their second Baron of the game. Now, maybe they go for the end. Doublelift's not even in base to defend.
Doublelift still recalling. The minion wave is in. They've got supers already with the Baron buff. 5v4 is the push for 5th place to knock TSM to 6th. They must hold on. There's the tackle in towards Moon. 5v4. First turret going down. He's got to reload. There it goes. Moon gets the kill on that one. Now to re-engage. Haunter at half. Onto the other turret. Largely ignoring TSM. Here's the team fight. Azir with the knockback doing plenty of damage. Getting him off the Lamb's respite. But they're shut down. Doublelift holding on for dear life. And they've done it. Oh my God. NRG are all dead.
50-second death timers. And remember, Freak, it's an exposed inhibitor on the other side. So in NRG's haste to win, they may actually lose.
Here they go from base to base. Yellow Star did this at Worlds against AHQ. A giant team fight inside his base, run down the mid lane, try to close it out. Doublelift leading the charge. His teammates are not far behind.
So that was a very strange teleport by Haunter. He teleported to the bottom lane instead of just charging up. Now they'll have 2 waves to work with. Maybe the bottom lane wave gets there sooner, but then Doublelift should have been doing it. They're going for the double inhib back.
They're going for double inhib and back. Mid inhib will respawn fairly soon. It was killed a while ago. So they should be able to rest on their base. I don't think we're going to see that Phoenix Lulu teleport game win. There's still a minute left on the inhibitor, by the way. That's still a super minion wave in the mid. So there is still time for NRG to make this push happen. But now the gold lead. It's back to a 3,000 lead for TSM. And the map lead should be TSM's as well.
Yeah, it's hard to run the numbers on that base race. We'll go over that decision later. But this is NRG really going super hard for the win. Remember, it's just a 4v5, and there's only 10 seconds before Bjergsen comes back up. And they all sit in this Braum slow field. I think they could have easily just taken 1 or 2 Nexus turrets and backed away. But at this point, Bjergsen is reviving. So it's a 5v5, and they all club super tightly. And yes, they get the exhaust on a Doublelift, but Bjergsen is the main damage dealer here. He gets away from the clump of TSM.
They're hitting the Nexus.
A bunch of damage there. And
they're going for the win.
They had called the win. If they just would have straight up teamfighted, they probably could have killed Doublelift, maybe a few more, and at least they would have avoided the catastrophe of losing both their inhibitors after going for the fight win.
But the call was to base race a game that you're already teamfighting 5v4 with the gold lead.
Yeah.
That energy didn't need to be taken.
NRG had already won 4 team fights in a row from gold deficit. So once they have a gold lead, take it slow, go for it.
Right.
On the side of TSM, I'm actually a little surprised that they decided to take it slow. Although the last thing you want to do is push a team off your Nexus just to go die at theirs and then let them come in it on the next side. So I definitely can't fault them for that call.
I think it was the right choice.
Taking 2 inhibitors, especially because it would have been on incredibly slim margins. And even if the margins would have been correct, like you can't actually do that math perfectly in your head. I'm probably wrong on the math as well here. It's probably impossible what they were trying to push. Either way, the game is still up in the air.
The game is still up in the air. TSM have their inhibitor back. Mid and bot inhib are dead. There's no Dragon or Baron on the map right now, so it's only pushing that can be done right now by these teams. but with all the wave control TSM have, they are not really under threat of getting backdoored. They can play the top lane siege game, keep part of NRG stuck in their base defending these double dead inhibitors, and make this push happen until it's time to go for the winning play. Rapid fire cannon onto Bjergsen. He's got turret poke now. Plenty of items on double lift. Yellow Star very tanky as well. The front line is here.
This is where TSM needs to actually just be very patient. With a couple of waves of super minions they could push in. Without teleport, it becomes much harder because Haunter used it to help get the double inhib play down. Because really, the ideal play with 2 inhibitors down is you wait for the super minis to push into the base, and then you wait for the defenders to happen, and then you push the final turret. But they don't have Baron buff to do that, so the wave gets cleared very quickly. Also, there's a Sun Disc in the mid lane, so that stops the super minions from pushing in as quickly. Iceborne Trundle clears it pretty easily as well, so TSM really has to take their time in setting this one up. And they can't have Svenskeren flashing in too early and catching them in another 5v5, because the next team fight, win or loss, will end the game for either team.
And looks like TSM not really going to take that team fight just yet. Fighting 5v5 under a turret, not the most advised situation. Bot lane wave pushed in, so Impact Trundle runs over to absorb that. However, there are no minions for TSM in the top side, so there's nothing else to defend. NRG are totally safe. Some minor poke, but they're going to be okay on this one. Impact still leveling up. Getting a ton of farm. Randuin's Omen on as well means he's going to be quite durable against these somewhat crit-heavy double marksmen.
Incredibly hard to kill. It reduces the damage of the magic damage crits with Corki with the Randuin as well. But this is the time for TSM to move, but Haunter's kind of caught inside.
And he's chunked dangerously low. He's lost most of his health bar. Here comes the curtain call. It looks to hit, not on the Bjergsen, but on someone else in the back lines. Bjergsen, one more snipe will kill him, but it's not going to be happening just yet. Gets out.
But the push is stuffed right there. Dragon will be up in 20, Baron in 1 minute 20, but the inhibitors are going to be back up soon as well. And because they got TSM so low, NRG can then have more time to buy a lot of distance on those super minion waves and give them more time to contest the Baron. Also, because of the timing of the kills, NRG can actually pick up Dragon 3.
Yes, Dragon 3 is going to be theirs. The 5% movement speed from that buff should be helping them quite a bit. It'll equalize what TSM has. Impact was waiting for a TP play on the fountain, realizing he doesn't need to do that. TSM did, in fact, recall, so safe stuff. He can go ahead and clear the waves. Impact will be the gigantic tank going for, I'm expected to be Thornmail last item off that chain vest here. Just be invincible on the front lines.
Yeah.
Now NRG must recall. And those inhibitors are still dead for, I think, about 1 more minute here. They're respawning soon, so this is the last wave of super minions that just spawned here.
Yep, that means 30 seconds.
Midwave has a cannon wave already. Bot was killed after that, so
the inhibs should actually respawn fairly well with the respawn of Baron.
yeah.
So after all of the craziness that happened with the
mayhem,
failed base race, the Baron steal, the 9-1 start to this game, the failed team fights, we're 42 minutes in. Next basket wins.
Basically. Or in sudden death. Let's see if they can get it to happen. 3,000 gold separates these guys. Basically means nothing. It's how you play the fights or how you play the map.
They're wasting no time going. So they have Callista, so they think they have the Baron secure, but, I mean,
he should
they lose the fight, so they have to stop it.
Goes for the curtain call shots, but I'll take it to right click and cancel, get the cooldown back.
Yeah.
He's going to do any damage there.
Using the curtain call shots, that has been one of their main ways of winning all of the major fights, whether it picks off Doublelift or picks off Bjergsen. Having that down now, he does have the Essence Reaver build, so he'll still be getting it back in 63 seconds for a total cooldown, but he won't have it for this fight.
Uh-oh, impacting plenty of punishment. Svenskeren over the wall, gets caught out! He dies for free, his team wasn't there! Yellow Star next up to die in the front line. Haunter on the back, knocks away one, and now Conquan's in the front. Trundle dangerously low as the Callista keeps pulling out arrows, but it's a double kill for GBM. It's 2 people alive, Bjergsen and Doublelift, to carry this game.
I don't know about this. It seems like NRG might be able
They've got to try. They go for the play on a Conquan. That's 1. Next up is Moon. They're going to take him out 2. A double kill for Doublelift. Now a 1 versus 3. Bjergsen to save the season goes in. Trades 1 kill in. 2 alive. It's all tech. And it's Impact.
Yeah, Impact and Alltech, they can still kill that turret pretty quick. Yellowstar will be up in 10, but he cannot kill them. Svenskeren could potentially knock them away. That will be in 12 seconds. They have to work through the inhibitor too.
They need no turrets.
There's no Nexus turrets. I think they got this. That
this
fourth shot, 44% more damage. It's a baby crit.
The exhaust is on. QSS blocked from the shield. Not gonna happen. NRG takes down TSM in a chaotic final game of the season for them. They secure 5th place. TSM knocked down to 6th. Liquid secure 4th as a result. And NRG come back from a 10,000 gold deficit with a dead middle inhibitor and still knock down TSM.
Multiple Baron takes. They're down in gold when the game ends and even in kills. To give you some perspective of how far behind they were at certain points in this game. But never give up, never surrender, and hope the other team throws a Baron.
GBM over 1,000 damage per minute this game. 46k in a 44-minute game on Azir. I think no one is surprised this champion is back or why it is, but GBM putting on a show. As far as team fight prowess goes, Altec with a game-winning ultimate that had picked off Doublelift earlier. In fact, his ultimate secured 2 Barons this game. One with a solo kill on Doublelift, one with a near solo kill on Bjergsen to secure map control. And that clinches 5th place for NRG.